Speaking about drops,
I was going
man,
there. I was waiting on
Mr.
There you go.
Mr. 40-footer over here.
Hit the.
I don't know how high it was.
What's
but
it called?
Drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer.
Yeah.
God, that thing was intimidating. I remember going under it and looking up and going, oh man, from the top of this to the bottom of the hill where the lander is, it's got to be 40 feet. Taylor, who brown streaked your van, man?
That's so we are recording now. So that's from the bike. I was trying to figure out different ways to put it in here, and so the tire. That's from Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
Red dirt.
Yeah. All right. So we're live or we're recording.
What's going on?
We are live. Howdy.
This is the original crew. The first time. You know, it's almost been 3 years since we did it from my parents' dining table.
Wow. That was pre-corona.
Pre-corona, that's when I just had a cell phone and a little tiny mic, and we had to sit real close.
I remember you ordered your parents not to come upstairs.
Do not come around. They're like, what's going on? But, yeah, the original crew. So what's up, fellas?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
So, Christmas. You guys get any biking stuff for Christmas? Yeah, you did.
I
Or
did. I think
kind of.
I'm returning it. I haven't officially returned it yet because I was going to talk to Jake and Steve. But I got some of the 100% pants.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking that I need more of a spandex feel than the Cordura feel.
Yeah.
It feels very rigid.
Really?
Yeah, but I was expecting that reaction, to be honest.
I'm surprised.
But it works
No,
good.
yeah, I really like them.
Yeah.
I guess I should say who's here for people just listening.
Ah,
Jake, Russ, and Joby Dendy.
hey.
The original crew, the first podcast. Jake's probably been on here more than anybody. It's almost like
All
a
right.
almost like a co-host.
Wow, the winner.
But so I got the 100% pants too. No offense, 100% makes nice stuff. It's just something just a pair of pants I did not like as well compared to my Fox riding pants. I just didn't like that mesh double layer inside of my. I don't know what it is.
Double layer.
So it's like there's like the pants, and then there's like a mesh lining inside.
Like the inside of a swimsuit.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones you got, but
They said
Yours doesn't have that?
no.
You don't have the, what are they called? The RX or something like that?
I don't know,
The,
but I was like, dude, it was like full static. Like literally, I feel like I could have started up a whole, like plugged something in because I had so much static built up.
I didn't have any
man.
static. Is your knee pad, does it have knee pad area that it's expanded and a little bit baggier? Or is
No.
yours? Oh, see?
You'll have to show us yours when we get down here
Yeah, all right.
because
Well, there's
yeah.
different ones out there.
they do make a couple different.
Maybe we have the
kinds, I think.
new and improved ones that really aren't that improved.
Maybe. But yeah, other 100% stuff's good. Just that's not. I mean, they're like heavy duty, like full downhill. I mean, I guess because in case you go down, I mean, I feel like they're super durable, but not
Yeah, they look durable.
not just something I need. All right, so we're closing out 2021. Both of you guys got new bikes in the past year.
Yes.
Since I talked to Jake, you didn't have it yet. You were on before I moved. And then Joby, you got one just, fall. And you both went to Yeti. So, how are the new bikes?
Yeah, I mean it's great. And
So you
I
were
can't
Santa
complain.
Cruz.
Yeah, so I originally had Santa Cruz Bronson. I had that for a few years, probably a couple years too long. Looking for a bike in 2020 wasn't the easiest thing. You could order one, you might get it a year or two, or 2021 rather. I had a list of what I wanted. Pivot Firebird was on that. I wanted a bigger suspension bike. The Firebird actually, one of the turnoffs for the old version, it didn't have a water bottle.
Yeah.
They since made a new version, and I think that might be what I gravitate towards next. But the SB150, so it's 170 up front, 150 in the back, 29er. Found one online from a dealer, and I was like, you know what? I was actually looking at the SB165, which is their 27.5 inch, bigger travel. But I'm glad I pulled the trigger on this one. It's a fun bike. It took a minute to go from 27.5 to 29, but
Is it your first 29?
yeah, Yeah, I mean, not the first one I rode, but first one I owned for sure. First one I put a lot of miles on.
You feel high on that thing,
It feels
right?
different. It feels better now, but yes, they always feel like big, huge wheels. But yeah, it's a great bike.
Yeah, I remember. Just think if you went 29, like I don't know, 5 years ago, you felt even higher. They've actually brought the center of gravity even down.
Right.
So yeah, it probably still felt big to you, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got it like a few weeks. I got it in May, and then we went to Bentonville for our group ride. I mean, I only had it for like 3 weeks, and then we took it to Bentonville, and
Yeah.
loved it out there. That Xfinity suspension, it just every little bump, it just absorbs it. You just kind of glide over things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm part of the Yeti crew now.
Yeti. And then,
I like the Yeti crew. I think they're a pretty legit company. Obviously, I moved from. I'm only speaking because I progressed from Evil to Stump Jumper Specialized, of course, and now I'm rolling on a Yeti. And there is significant differences between all of them in my head, at least. The Yeti is by far the fastest pointing downhill. Going uphill for me, I think that the Specialized probably climbed maybe a little bit better, but you'd have to be really picky to say that. I mean, I notice it a little bit here and there, and mainly it's on how slacked out the Yeti is. And like I said, it really has advantages going downhill, but going uphill, it makes it pretty little tweaky around corners and going slow speeds when you're going over rocks and over technical stuff at a low speed. It is a different feeling, but I live for the downhill anyways, and I want to go fast and get better at speed, so it's the right bike for me now.
Yeah.
Not trying to be the fastest uphill, right?
No, I'm done.
It's just a means to an end going uphill.
Honestly, I might think about buying the Yeti e-bike, but that might be another podcast.
So wait, what model did you get?
The 130.
So what's your up front? Do you know?
I have 140 up front, and it's basically 130, 135 in the back. You can set it to about 137.
What was your Specialized? 130 all around.
130, 120.
Wow. Yeah.
It was tight.
So now you can get a little more rowdy.
But I mean, from what I have experienced on the Yeti, it's so much more plush than, I know it's only 10 millimeters here and there. And I've heard, especially other people talk about this, where the overall design of the Yeti, it allows for more feeling of compression and smoothness. Even though you're not on a 170 or 160, you definitely can hit things that it just sucks it up better than the Specialized. And especially now that I have all Fox Factory,
that helps out.
That helps out a lot as opposed to RockShox.
Have you been able to tune your fork yet? It's a G2, right? It's got like two up top, two at the bottom.
It does. And I did a lot of research after I got it. That's a whole nother story on how I got the bike.
Yeah.
But I did decide to jump on it because of the deal that I received or that was in front of me. But then after looking into it, I really have faith in Yeti's ability to have the settings, their online settings that they have.
Yeah.
You've been on there.
That's what I did.
It's so dialed in.
Excuse me. I set it up originally for their specs. You put your height, weight. They have all your specs in there. They tell you what you set it originally, and then you go out and kind of tweak it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I set it up originally, and then made minor tweaks out on the trail or just riding.
I really haven't done anything. And to be honest, I also have a Jameis portal, and they have nothing. There's no factory recommendation settings, compression, air, what the heck am I looking for? Pressure, as far as the
Compression or
PSI.
rebound?
No, the PSI recommendation for your shocks based on
Really?
your weight or anything. There's nothing. And so after experiencing Yetis and how dialed in, every time I go to another bike or look at another bike for my son or whatever, and we're setting it up, I'm like, I'm so disappointed in your company. Why don't you have some recommendations?
Yeah.
But I like Yetis, and it works well for me. I haven't changed it at all.
Yeah, I got the Fox on my Switchblade, and I don't know what happened, how it changed, but I was going down even like a flow trail in Bentonville. I was like, why is it so chattery? So this one guy's like, go to this other trail. It's called, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But I just went in, and it's got 2 rock gardens. Rock garden, and then like a nice little section, then another rock garden. And then it was like perfect for setting up. I was like, all right, I'm too stiff here. Let me change it a little bit. And I took some out. Now I feel like it's like mint. Even the guys I ride with, like, you're riding way different with, like, I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like, because I was like, it felt like I was riding a hardtail, like, literally. So I changed that up, and it's way better.
Yeah.
Interesting. And is that off of your own personal experience, the settings that you did, or did you dial it in off of factory recommendations?
Didn't even look at factory. Just some guys, like, I went to the bike shop, and he's like, I was like, man, it feels like I'm riding. I had to take my bike in anyway. He's like, when we're done, just take this, take it off a little bit, like it's too stiff. And then he said, high rebound. I think this is what he said, or it's backwards. High compression is going to be like rock drops. Low compression is going to be like almost if you do like if it's like what do you call it, like braking bumps type stuff. So I was like, all right, well, it's the braking bumps or anything like that where it's washed out. I'm feeling it like completely stiff to where it's like so chattery. So I backed it out a little bit, and it's like now it's good. And then I changed my shock a little bit, made that a little bit softer because it felt like super stiff when I was jumping. So I changed that even a little more.
Cool. Nice. Those Bentonville bike shops know what's going on.
Yeah, super helpful.
And you have the trails to go out and really dial stuff in, you know.
Yeah.
Trails don't suck in Bentonville.
No.
Anybody that listens to this, gee, crickets, go to Bentonville.
Yeah, so here, what I was going to say to you setting yours up is I would, now this is just recommendation, I wouldn't tell you like what to do.
You got?
I would say go down Rocky Trail, even though it's probably leafy right now, when it dries out, and see how it feels on that, which is back pull backwards. They call it Rocky. We call it Rocky, but just something that's like chunky and see how it feels.
Yeah. So far, I haven't been disappointed. I'm not that picky. You wouldn't know that by my earlier comment about climbing. But going downhill, as long as I can stay in control, I don't like it when my rear end bounces out too bad, but I don't really have a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just so many trails to try in Bentonville where, like, now that's almost like, oh, you want to try your suspension, hit these 3 trails and see how it feels. I'm like, okay.
It's freaking awesome. Are you jealous, man?
Hit some nice.
I'm so jealous.
So when you guys come back out, we'll see how your suspension is.
Let's go right now.
Yeah, you guys, let me know when y'all come back out. So, we were going to talk about my bike is now broken. So what happened, there's this trail system that we ride all the time. It's either called Hand Cut Hollow or you can call it Price Coffee Road Trails. Same thing. There's this trail called Traverse Loop. It takes you to the main hub. Well, we're already done riding for the day, and there's like this weird rock section, and there's like a high rock and a low rock. And I've ridden it before, and I just kind of went up over the high rock, and I was like, oh, I'll go low. Well, there's like this little bit of space in between them, and my bike basically like just flatted out to where it's stuck. It's stuck right there. I don't know if the frame's stuck or the pedal.
Wait, it got stuck in the rock?
Like a wedge?
Like a wedge.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't get, like, I was like, I'm stuck. Like, literally, like, so I finally bailed, and then I heard it. I'm like, what was that? And the guy I was riding with, he's like, is that your bike? I'm like, I don't know. And it was muddy, so you couldn't tell. Like,
Right.
It was like, but it sounded pretty bad. And then just kept riding. We didn't have much further to go. And then, like, 2 days later, I washed it, and I was like, there was that crack on the rear triangle.
So
That's the worst thing
that
I've seen.
story, so Justin sends us a picture of his dirty bike. It says, oh, I need to wash this before I come home
Yeah.
for Christmas. And then, like, what, 15 minutes later, after you watched it, we get this other picture of his back triangle cracked in half. Like, I didn't see this. Like, oh, shit.
All the carbon sticking out. It's the exact same spot I cracked my Evil.
Yeah.
But I cracked it in a different way.
What's weird is where it's cracked, it's on the left side. I fell to the right side, not like fell, but the whole bike fell to the right side, so it had to have been wedged right there to where or is inside there because I'm just not sure. That's just I thought that was kind of weird. Like you'd think it would crack the way you fall, but it cracked on the opposite side.
It's a bummer, man.
Huh.
Have you sent it out yet to get fixed?
Yeah, what'd they say?
Clarksville has it, and actually Pivot already sent the triangle to Clarksville Schwinn, which is just outside Louisville. So I talked to my dad and I was like, "You need to come visit again." And he's like, "What?" But basically he's got to pick that bike up.
Oh, they couldn't take it off. So because in my head you were going to get them to send it to your apartment in Bentonville.
He can still,
and
do
then
that.
you get the bike, and then you just have a shop in Bentonville put it on.
Yeah,
or you put it on.
He said, so I just went through Clarksville just because I dealt with them. That's where I got the bike.
Right.
Coming back to Kentucky where we are now for the holiday. And he's like, I can still send it to you. You just got to get it back together. And so that's still kind of on the table.
It's only $90 to ship a bike.
Yeah, so it's still on the table. But he's just like, I'll leave that open-ended. I'll leave that up to you. So it's whatever right now. I don't know what to do.
So you left your bike there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys want to come out to Bentonville, snag that. That'd be great.
There you go.
So I guess I'm going to go back to the old hardtail Cannondale, see how that goes for me.
Probably love it.
If I love it,
probably
man.
gonna be really
Do you have it out there?
I have it here. I'll take it back with me.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling not having a bike. I went over a gap jump and cased it.
Oh,
which is not very unusual for me, unfortunately. But completely destroyed my rim. And, of course, I ripped it off and sent it in as soon as possible to get repaired. But just looking at my bike and knowing that it was down and out, it's depressing.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
on a good day, there was one day that I could have rode, and I was... And living where we live here in the Midwest in Kentucky, every day counts. You only get a very limited amount of days that you can ride bikes here. Man, I was depressed.
Yeah.
That's why. So back in September, I was riding Davoo, one of the local trails, and my bike was shifting weird. It just felt weird. Like the back wheel was a little wobbly. Same thing with yours. Like it was the hub was dusty, and I rode back down to the car to kind of go through and tighten everything, and I spun my back wheel around, and my whole hub was just big crack right through the hub. I was like, oh, there's that. So I was done.
Did you hit something? Or
I don't remember. Like, I don't remember when I actually did it. So kind of the same thing. I went up to the shop, and they were like, okay, we'll send in a DT Swiss. You know, it's under warranty, but with the way things are going now, we can't guarantee you anything. So I had the Bronson here still, and I did ride that. Then I'm looking at my bike with no wheel, and I'm like, all right. So I scramble online, and I find an i9 wheel and hub out in Sedona, Arizona, and they sent it to me. And then DT Swiss sent theirs a couple weeks later. Actually, it was pretty quick. So I went out and bought a whole new wheel and hub because I couldn't stand seeing my bike there and not knowing. But even when you have a
backup bike, I could have rode the Jameis, but
not the same.
It's not the
It's
same.
not the same.
No.
Especially riding I-9. I think all of us ride I-9. Clint Spiegel, what's up?
No, I love that Hydra now.
You can't go
it's
back.
great, right?
No matter DT Swiss or whatever you have.
I have that DT Swiss wheel as a backup now, I guess.
Yeah.
Or somebody wants to buy
you
it.
could probably sell that as a premium.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you're gonna love that Hydra. Oh, you love it already.
No, it's nice, and you can tell. Like we've always talked about it. Like I always thought I had pretty good engagement with other hubs, but this is like instant. You know,
it's so.
Remember,
different.
I think you guys were there. I was getting ready to sell my Pivot Trail 429. I was gonna sell the Hydra on there.
oh yeah, we were like, dude, take that off.
Yeah.
Take that off. And you're like,
That's the
nah, I don't know.
first
We're
thing I
like,
said.
no, take it off. We'll
Yeah.
help you take it off.
Yeah, and then I'm glad you guys talked me into it because that guy wouldn't have known. I mean, he didn't know. It was his first bike. I'm
Does
like,
now.
Oh God, I sold my Specialized, and they're like, "Oh, do these red rims come with it?" I'm like, "No,
yeah,
not at all. They
Yeah.
come with these sweet DT Swiss ones."
yeah. So now you got, but then you had issues with the i9 at first, right?
You
Or-
did?
Didn't it freewheel a little bit or something?
Yeah, a little bit, but it was all good.
Okay,
Yeah, we figured it out.
nice.
Yeah, it had too much grease in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sucks not having a bike, especially where now that I live in Bentonville, it's like, I guess I'll ride this Cannondale, but man, it'll be challenging because I'm gonna try to
What
ride
year is that Cannondale?
13.
You're gonna be retro out there.
No.
People are gonna be like, "Who's
is that?
this
It's a
guy?"
29, right? It's not 26.
29 hardtail, 110 or 120 up front, and it's been sitting, so who even knows how that.
Basically,
But
rigid.
and that front wheel it'll feel like it's tucked underneath.
Oh,
of
I'll
you.
probably crash.
Like it's it's like, right, you know what I mean? Like when you get on that and it's like, whoa,
Indo.
this is
no
weird.
dropper. No dropper. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, man. It's gonna
Have you
be-
ridden a bike without a dropper lately?
No, I haven't.
You find yourself slamming your butt on the seat
Yeah.
and like hurting yourself.
I bet you I'll just drop the seat and just try to like just work my legs more
Good luck.
Or just ride it on the greenway out
because
there.
it doesn't have a like the quick drop with the little handle. It's got like you got to use an Allen to drop it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so that sucks.
It's good stuff, man.
That's the old school
That's
dropper
that's a
post.
thing. You're so used to like full suspension where you don't really pick your lines so much, because you got hammer through. I'm gonna have to pick all my lines now and figure out. All right, this ain't as rough and do all that because the hardtail's gonna kick me.
You're gonna have your new bike or your old bike back. I guess your
Yeah.
fixed bike, I should say.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll have it back pretty quick if they've already
Well,
shipped it out.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and well, as much as I love Pivot and all their bikes, that does not cover under warranty.
What?
But they have
that's
a-
weird. So the frames,
Everything front.
really, but the rear triangle is not covered.
I guess maybe it's partial. Maybe they're giving me a deal, but like we were saying, like you need the triangle to ride the bike, right? Like
I mean, that's
Why-
part of the frame.
Usually they give a crash discount where if you
Yeah,
just
maybe
bought
it's
the
just
bike and they
yeah.
give you. I did that. I've done that a few times with bikes that I've damaged, and it's either 25 or 40% off depending on the company
yeah,
of retail. So usually back triangle is like $400 or $500.
yeah. That's what.
Hopefully you get it for 300.
Have you
Six.
seen? I've seen a
600?
couple. That's still not bad.
You're so lucky.
For that's not bad.
So I think you're right. I think they just don't tell me that. Maybe it's like, all right, well, okay, we still want them to ride the bike. We'll just put, this is the price. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? You're gonna pay it no matter.
Still surprised
what.
that's not covered. I've
Yeah.
seen online like people break frames, and then especially like rear triangles, and they'll
Yeah.
contact, and they'll. I don't know if they either get a discount or sometimes
Typically.
they do, or sometimes they'll actually send them one. But have you seen where they need proof that you? So I was watching one where the guy actually had to hacksaw through his frame because
Oh,
they
yeah,
want
yeah,
proof that it's really damaged and you're not going to try to resell it or fix it or something like that, and it's completely done.
Yeah.
So they had to hacksaw through. I think it was the rear triangle and prove it to whatever company that this is.
I did that
done,
with
and
some
then they'll
Smith
send it out.
classes. That's totally off subject, but Smith classes, they do the same thing. If you had some weird things go wrong, they're like, if you show me the glasses broken in
Done.
half and the lens with an X from a key or something on it, we'll send you a new pair for free. I'm like, okay.
That actually remember I had a toolbox that it wouldn't ever latch, wouldn't lock. Like literally came up. It was for a back of a pickup. It came up on the highway. Nothing came out. I was like, what? I can't see. So I called the manufacturer and they're like, all right, we'll send you another one, but we need a video of you like crushing it or destroying that one.
Yeah.
And it's had to destroy the whole toolbox.
Yeah, you know.
At least you get a new one.
So no real try. Hopefully that comes in soon. Whatever. We'll make the best of it.
You know what though? It's I always see it's part of it. Like
It is.
we've all had some major damages this year, which no major like crashes,
Thank
but
God.
I'd rather it's just part of it, and you
I'd
know
rather
that
damage
going
the
into
bike
it. You know what I
than
mean?
myself.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's part of the, going into each year, you're like, all right, well, something's gonna break on it, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't, you're not riding it hard enough.
Yeah, it's kind of
Especially
like
Jay.
this.
I've been known to take my bike to the shop, and it's always been like, whoa, I've never seen that before. Constantly, whoa, I've never seen that before. Let's see what we can do. I'm like, shit. What's this gonna cost me?
What's the good part was I had a real bad scratch there from riding at what's the place outside Louisville we ride sometimes?
Abandoned?
Yeah, like on some trails. I just got a rock, so literally broke right there. So all new triangle, so that'll be gone too.
Oh, so what you're saying is you weakened it, and then
It's weird. I thought that.
well, you paid for it anyway, so no big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. So we were talking about we need to do some trips in 2021.
Yeah,
2022.
2022.
Shit, yeah, you're right.
22.
2 more days.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know.
I've got one big one planned, but I need to plan more.
Yeah. You should. I was just thinking this. I've been here 3 times since I moved. You guys have yet come back.
To come back to the podcast?
No,
Or-
to Bentonville.
Oh, that's because we don't like you.
No.
It's because we have things going on, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to live in this Corona world.
I know, that's true. When you guys do eventually come back, you're going to be like, they built all this, and we've only been, I don't know, whatever, if it's only been a year or whatever. Like, yeah, they just keep rebuilding and building.
Well,
I'm
that's the
ready.
thing. Like, we go out there for 3 or 4 days and still just scratch the surface of it.
Yeah.
It's
And then like when we were out there last time, we went to the Area 51.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was nuts,
That was
dude.
insane.
That was nuts.
I've never seen a tabletop bigger in my house.
That's on, what's the thing from Alice in Wonderland trail?
It was
Mad Hatter?
insane.
Mad Hatter, yeah.
Mad Hatter, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that whole downhill section where you could just session that all day, and it was just huge.
Do you remember climbing up? We'd climb up, and then we'd turn the corner, and then you'd see that giant
Yeah, we were like,
tabletop, and you're
oh,
like,
shit.
oh my God. Might need more suspension.
But like, you don't want to spend when you go out there, and if you're just visiting like we are, you almost don't want to spend too much time on one thing because there's so much more.
Yeah.
Like the gravity park. We
Yeah,
went back
Huntley.
the next day. That was really cool.
Yep.
And there's trails out there that you could spend all day, a couple of days in that place. And we just like rode just a couple of the top part of it.
There's so much. It's almost like you gotta be Justin. You gotta move out there and just experience
Right?
it.
Yeah, you'll like Handcut Hollow because it's becoming. I'm probably letting the word out too much because like locals know about it. Like literally, I'm like, we'll see people like, oh, how'd you find out about this? They're like, oh, we just moved here. I'm like, okay. Like very rarely do we see an out of towner over there because it's off the beaten path. It's across the highway. The parking's kind of so. I mean, there is parking, but like to find it and everything. But the trails are just so much. They're
Lot of
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I really like the trail where we met. What's his name in the van? You know him. He's
Jeff Lanowski.
Jeff Anowski.
Oh yeah, Huntley Gravity Zone.
Yeah, that was a gravity zone.
Oh, that was the gravity
Yeah.
zone. That was fun out there.
Yeah.
That first drop was. It's not even a drop. I mean, it's
No.
just a little roller, but it's such a cool little kick into the hill.
I mean, like that one. It was a legit drop.
Yeah, I mean, like 2-3
But they
feet.
they make them
2, 3,
so
4, 5
like
feet.
they're super smooth. You know what I mean?
It was nothing. Yeah.
That-
And speaking about drops,
I was going
man,
there. I was waiting on
Mr.
There you go.
Mr. 40-footer over here.
Hit the.
I don't know how high it was.
What's
but
it called?
Drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer.
Yeah.
God, that thing was intimidating. I remember going under it and looking up and going, oh man, from the top of this to the bottom of the hill where the lander is, it's got to be 40 feet. Granted, the drop's probably 15, 17 feet.
Yeah. You can probably make it. So, drop the hammer in Kohler Park. If anybody, you can look at YouTube, whatever. There's tons of videos on it. But it is intimidating and it's weird. But I bet you if I could have a video that's frame for frame, and me landing, it was so butter. Like it was like what? Like there was no like hard hitting, no nothing. Like it was perfect.
So they built it really well. Right?
Really well.
What you're saying is like it's just almost like you got to get up the
Yeah,
cojones to do it.
It's only that's all it is.
That's awesome.
And even when I jumped, I was like, "Holy shit, I'm coming up short," and I didn't.
That was your first thought?
Well, my first thought was like, "I've been in the air a long time."
That's me, man.
But because you know when you're in those moments, and no matter what it is, you like it kind of anybody can relate to this. Like you feel like time stops for like a split second. You're like,
right,
because you can think about things. And I was like, man, I'm in the air. Like I can't stop now. But holy crap, I'm up here. I could literally see my buddy CJ. Shout out to CJ who was filming. Like I could see my corner of my eye, and that's when I realized I'm like, I'm kind of up here. And then I landed. I'm like, man, that's butter. And then my buddy Chris, who like towed me in, I was like, man, it's so smooth. He's like, yeah, it's really nothing.
It didn't even look like you need much of a run up to it.
Nothing.
Because you
so
go
slow.
around the turn and you're going fairly slow, right?
So
you're
we
not hitting
stopped.
it with speed.
We didn't even start. We didn't come around the turn. We started at the top. He's like, just get yourself in not too hard of a gear, but almost like where you can kind of push and just pedal. And I was
Right.
like, all right.
So
So
intimidated.
if you hit it with speed, you're overshooting it. Then.
Yeah, he did. He almost before I even did it, like we rode there before, and he almost went to the complete valley.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like you're like Superman at that. You might as well get a cape.
So there was
So far.
there was a guy that I sent you guys a video that I didn't hit it yet. There's a guy who full face mask, whatever. He's like, I really want to hit this, and my buddy Chris was like, I'll tell you in. He goes, you could tell he's like, oh crap, I got to do it now, in a way. But he did it, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm 53 years old. I've been wanting to do that forever.
Oh, I saw you posted that, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
That's
Dude, he
awesome.
loved it. And he's like, man, it was nothing. He told his buddy, he's like, you should do it. And he goes, I'm not doing that.
It's intimidating for me because I'm like a lawyer.
Yeah,
I case everything,
yeah.
and
I don't think you
dang,
can case that almost.
I don't
It's-
think you can't. If you case it, you're gonna get bucked off of it.
I feel
Yeah.
like you would die. It's almost 20 feet. I mean, that's freaking huge.
Yeah, I felt like I barely pedaled, and I mean, you would have to really like almost just roll off to case it
Yeah.
and just
No,
pull up.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do it next time I'm out there, but I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then people ask, hey, why didn't you keep going? Because like the video, like I did a video and I stopped. I was like, well, man, I was just amped up. I got that. Like, give me a
Yeah.
break. I mean, I'll do it. Just give me a break.
Well, they don't know. No,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, even Rampage, you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, that was steep. But when you get out there, or when
Yeah.
you actually look at that, you're like,
Yeah.
that's freaking insane.
Yeah,
Everything looks easier on video, right?
yeah.
my
The
God.
GoPro effect is legit.
It's
It
for
kind of
real.
ruins everything, not in a way, but like so where we ride, I did like some GoPro, and I'm like, I showed my buddy Chris. I was like, man, GoPro effect makes this trail look so easy. He's like, yeah, that's like a technical trail, and there's like jumps, but the GoPro makes it look like it's almost like green blue.
Every
Right.
time, yeah.
You're just like, and
That's when if you see GoPro footage of like World Cup runs
Mhm.
and it looks sketchy on GoPro, you're like, oh, what?
You're like-
yeah,
that
got-
looks sketchy on GoPro.
You
What
have
the
to have
fuck?
that respect,
Right?
man. But only a seasoned veteran knows that, where you can actually see something on video that you know that you've ridden, and then you realize when you're watching somebody on a video that you haven't ridden this and it looks super sketchy. Whoa, I don't know about that.
Right?
yeah.
Uh,
I'll see some videos of other people riding out there. I'm like, that's way tougher than what the videos show them, but it's cool. Another thing cool about Bentonville is it's kind of weird. Like when I first moved out there, I would ride the same trails, and I didn't meet the people I ride with now, so I'm just kind of riding the same thing that I'm used to. And I will say that's kind of like a weird thing is like you want to push yourself, but then you don't really know anybody, so you're like, all right, what's my limits right now? And I'm so thankful I met the people I have to kind of help me push me and get me better. But so a lot of times I'd see people with their phones and they'd be like looking around. I'm like, do you need help? Yeah, I'm from out of town, and I end up becoming like a tour guide just to help them. Like, then I met connections that way. They're like, oh man, thanks. I didn't know where I was going.
That's cool.
awesome.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you this. I know you told me that before of like, man, I should be a guide,
Yeah,
but like when we go out of town and stuff, you have every trail ready. We follow you on the trails.
yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't even do much research. I'm like, Justin knows where we're going, or he's
I-
looked at all the videos and stuff. We're just gonna follow Justin. I
I
get it.
honestly can say I've never done any research. I'm always following you
Me
guys.
and Joby are the same. We're like, all right,
And
we'll
when
follow Justin and Doak out there. And
I'm
they,
lost. I'm like, Justin, which way we gotta go?
oh, yeah. I just kind of fade away. Where are we going?
You know what's weird? You say that even going back before I rode mountain bikes, I was visiting my buddy in California in LA, and I've already been to LA like 3 times before being friends with him. And we were out there, and I'm just driving. I had to rent a car, and I'm driving. He goes, "How do you know where you're going?" I was like, "I've been out here." He goes, "Yeah, but you don't like live out here." And I didn't have GPS was probably around, but not really around. And I think it's just from my dad of like sense of direction. Like he knows where everything is. I don't know, but yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
think I just pick up little things along the way.
Well, on Jake's recommendation, once you retire from your current company, you should probably become a trail guide and make a business out of it.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
somebody else out there that said that you should be a guide, and I appreciate that. I thought about it, but I think there's part of me that's like you're gonna take away what you enjoy as fun because don't get me wrong, you're showing people and stuff like that, and probably 85% of the time you're probably showing somebody who's new to the sport,
Sure.
showing the same trails, and then you're probably gonna be like, all right, where do I get to enjoy myself? But maybe, I don't know. That's just a thought.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Or to just keep doing what you're doing is like going out there, meeting new people,
Yeah.
having fun, being friendly to them. Like, hey, what you see people looking trail forks like, you're like, hey, I know this cool trail. Go check it out.
Oh, yeah. So that trail, I just remember now, with the 2 rock gardens to test your bike on, if you're in Bentonville or wherever, is Rim Trail. So there's rock garden, a little bit of break, and then another rock garden. And then it's a short trail, but it's got some chunk in it, so that helps you. Or if you go over to Handcut Hollow, there's Body Machine and No Kings. Those trails are pretty gnarly, too. So are we going to try to go to Sedona? You still down?
March?
Yeah.
Is that when you were hitting it up?
I'd like to go.
I got to get on it. I have some personal things I have to do to cover my company, but yeah, I need to make that move. I need a little bit of help to get me where I need to be.
I won't know
life,
those
so-
trails. You guys do not follow me out there.
I've been out there.
Do they have the
and
White Line Trail out there?
Yeah.
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 I've seen some of the trails. So we hiked some of the mountain bike trails, and it's rocky, legit.
Like Moab.
Yeah, but different. If that makes sense. It's a different kind of desert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we're there, we should ride Flagstaff as well. It's so close. And when I was
It's going to have snow all over it.
a
Yeah.
younger guy in March,
Yeah.
probably right. Yeah.
We were there in December. Yeah. It'd probably have snow.
Yeah. It's snowing out there right now. You never know though. Cool area. I'll have to get back to you on the dates and everything. I
It's-
forgot when.
Yeah,
we
I'm
were
4th to the
same.
6th.
Yeah, I got to check because I know we have some stuff going on in March.
I probably have to fly out. There's no way I'm driving. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll probably drive the camper.
Yeah, I'd have to fly.
18 hours, though.
I'm sure all the listeners are like
18-hour
okay.
drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's I do know that it's recommended to bring your own bike
Yeah.
because it's not like a
Outer
bike. They have demos there, but you're not going to demo it all day.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to check. I don't know. I always want to try something new every year.
We down for Vermont this year?
Oh man, I
Well,
want to go.
I mean, if we don't do that, if we don't do Sedona in March, Vermont would be.
I'd like to do Vermont for sure.
I'd like
yeah.
to do both.
Is that back on the outer bike, or are they still
Yeah,
locked down?
it's on.
Okay.
They have it on there. Yeah.
You know, outer bike's great. I mean, there's no complaints at all. But like right now, I'm in no search for a new bike, so that's the only thing. Like,
Well, we don't even have to do outer bike. We could just go up there. We all have bikes that we can just pack up and
yeah,
ship up
Yeah.
there, you know?
You know, demoing bikes at Outer Bike is so low on my list of
Yeah.
things I look forward to. I just like the idea of being around like-minded people,
yeah,
the free beer, the good food,
No, it's a great event, right? The
the
food's
shuttles,
awesome.
the mapped out routes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a great event.
it's just the whole aura of the whole festival is kind of what I go for. I
Yeah.
care less about demoing the bikes really. It's to be honest, if I were to go out and there was one, I would probably want to demo some e-bikes because
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested
That's
in that
true.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Though
Yeah.
I'll never give up pedaling. But just the lifestyle of living the e-bike is kind of intriguing me now. So I've always avoided them, but I'd probably give it a whirl now.
I think a big part of the outer bike too is like when we went to Moab, they had shuttles for us.
So
We
awesome.
would have had to have either gotten our own shuttles or gotten a guide or just kind of figured it out on our own. They kind of have it set up to where you go to these places
It's
and like.
easy.
But now I feel like if we did outer bike at, let's say, Bentonville, maybe just kind of bring our own bikes and kind of hang around, but we would go ride other trails because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't think
you
we
got a
need.
guy with a van now. Is that why?
I don't think we need outer bike Bentonville anymore.
No. But I'm saying if we did go out there, it'd be fun to hang out at the event.
It
but
would.
then
You're right.
you end up riding the same trails, and there's so many more trails out there to explore.
Yeah. Definitely need to get to Eureka Springs. That's where they just redid all their downhill trails, and I heard it's so good.
That's about 45 minutes north.
Probably pushing a little closer to an hour.
Yeah.
It's a cool, weird mountain town. So Eureka Springs, I took my parents there, and my dad, he just wants to know the history of like, why is this town here? You know, that's the first thing he wants to know. So I guess some doctor was like, hey, this has the Fountain of Youth water or some kind of like purifying water, and people were like, really? And he was lying to them from the start. People just moved there and flocked there. So this doctor owned the whole town, and it was just the same. Nothing.
It's genius.
I know.
I like
can you
it.
think you can still do that today?
Marketing. Yeah.
I think that people are still doing something like that today.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
different.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at. Yeah.
And then there's trails in Little Rock too, right? So when we were out there last time, some people were saying that there was stuff close to Little Rock.
Yeah, there's Devil's Den. I don't know how close that is. I know that's like a 2-hour drive for me. And then there's
Or Fayetteville. I'm sorry.
Fayetteville. Yeah.
Fayetteville, there's closer.
Yeah,
not
that's
Little
only
Rock.
and right like literally the trails in Fayetteville are right off the highway.
Yeah.
Like right off the highway.
Oh,
And
that's when we met those kids out there.
That's
and
what
they were talking
yeah.
about that.
They said they didn't even ride that much in Bentonville. They would go down to Fayetteville.
Yeah, I need to check it out. I just haven't gone down there. Actually, I was gonna go down there one day. I was like, all right, I'm going to Fayetteville because I knew it was right at the exit, and then it just poured rain. I'm like, I drove down, drove right back. So I never got out there. So there's Fayetteville. There's the rail yard in Rogers, which is they got jumps. It's all for like pump track and all that. That's real close. You guys haven't gone over there. Springdale, there's another place called Fitzgerald Mountain. Mount Nebo. They're starting to push more into Missouri a little bit.
Yeah, what's the there's a park in Missouri. They did not an EWS race, but they had a big enduro
so that's closer to St. Louis. That's like 5 hours away.
Okay.
I don't know these places.
Yeah, that's
I'm impressed.
What's that called?
I'm not sure, but it'll be on. So my buddy Jeremy was on the podcast. Jeremy Rose, who owns the Bentonville Bike Inn, he did it, and he's like, it's chunky as can be.
Yeah.
So like they said it was
I saw a page though. It was like big rocks and rock.
They said it was love hate. Like either you hated all that rock or you loved it because it was something different.
Yeah.
And it's in Ironton, Missouri. But yeah, I think it's not too far out of St. Louis. Our buddy Zach, that we all know, he did it. He said it was okay. Not the best one he's done, but yeah, it's on the circuit again next year.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to trying out. There's a new park on the way to Asheville from here.
Really?
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes outside of Asheville. They just built it. A lot of wood features.
Is that called Fire?
It slipped my mind exactly what it's called right now, but they're definitely building or have almost completed that. And then there's also one north of Knoxville, closer to the nuclear plants. My brother lives out there, and he's like, listen, those hills are extremely dangerous. They're filled with a bunch of crazy people. He goes, I don't know why they built a mountain bike park out there, but I'd be careful. And I'm like, I'm going. Sounds good to me.
Sounds fun.
Did you watch, you might have seen it, The Lone Wolf? He just did a video, the best public bike park in the country or whatever, and he called Knoxville the best public bike park, or basically Baker's Creek.
Baker's,
Street.
yeah. This place is legit, man.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Seriously, my son is considering going to UT just to be able to ride
They
the
should.
bike park.
Absolutely. I mean, it's right
It's
there.
right down the road
Right
from
there.
the
And
dorms.
there's so much of it. And That's another place they keep building stuff
Yeah.
out there.
Oh,
And
it's impressive.
the community's really embraced it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you could dial in your skills and go anywhere and be able to ride. I spent a lifetime. I spent 30, 40 years plus riding bikes to get the skills that I have. But if you lived right outside of Baker's, you ride that for a year.
Yeah.
And everything's right there too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so much, from pump tracks to Devils to whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know if Knoxville wants to hear this name, but it's kind of like a smaller Bentonville. I mean, I'm sure they want to start their own thing, not be called
That's
that,
probably
but
a compliment.
yeah, but I feel like they're well on their way of getting there.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
They do a good job.
So you think, what were we saying? Oh, I was going to say, have you guys ever heard of red light therapy?
For eyes?
No. It's for recovery.
For what? For
So my buddy Chris, who was just on the podcast, he's involved in this thing called red light therapy, where I went to his house and he's like, check this out. It's just not ultraviolet, but I
know of I've heard of this, but not for, like, are you talking about after a ride? Like,
yeah, so you can do it recovery for a ride, or a lot of people do it for weight loss, or there's all kinds of benefits. I was kind of looking at the cons of it online, and really the cons is like if you don't wear you have to wear eye protection because it's so bright. If you don't wear your eye protection, it could hurt your eyes. I'm like, is that all we got here? And then so they have a thing at their house where you stand on something and you turn it on, and it gets one side, and you got to flip over, turn the other way, and then get your backside. But they're trying to work on something that's like almost like a wrap, and that goes around you, and trying to work out a business like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know, and then I researched it. I don't know if anybody else heard of it.
I saw your podcast talk about it, but I tell you what we've been using lately is sauna.
Yeah.
For recovery.
Dude.
So we have
where do you go?
We have a it's called like a sauna blanket, but it's basically this. It looks like a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
And it's all infrared heat, and you kind of turn it on. You give it about 10 minutes to heat up. You get in it, and this thing cooks you, dude. You get out right up to your neck. So like at night, me or my wife will like lay in it and just kind of hang out, 30, 35, 45 minutes. Sometimes I can't get to 45 minutes. It's just too hot.
Does it have a temperature gauge on it?
Yes, it does. But we always put it up to the highest. And then, dude, this thing is legit. And
where's your sweat go?
It just in there. You clean it out. So it Velcros out and it completely opens, and you just get this non-toxic cleaner and just kind of clean it out.
Yeah.
And you wear I wear sweats and a long sleeve shirt to kind of soak up some of the sweat. But for recovery,
sauna's great.
Telling you,
I've been looking into
legit.
It looks like a giant whiskey barrel, but it's a sauna.
Yeah.
You ever seen those?
Like a sit inside.
Yeah. You just it's like a 2-man or 3-man sauna.
We were gonna build one, like, and those are relatively cheap. I mean,
they
$3,000 to
are.
$5,000. You have to build it. I don't know if you've watched them do that.
This one was gonna be delivered.
They come piece by piece, but
Ugh,
we started with the
IKEA.
sauna blanket, let's call it, before we wanted to put one in the yard. But it's for recovery. It's legit.
Don't ever, from personal experience, don't ever drink after being in the sauna.
It's totally dehydrates.
You'll be
for
drunk
sure.
in one beer.
That's pretty wild.
And you're like, what happened? Because you don't know that. I didn't know at the time, like, maybe they're tied together. Dude, I was like, what? Why am I so, like, I'm out of it 2 beers? And they're like, yeah, your blood's about as thin as anything.
Yeah, you're dehydrated.
I can't make up my mind if I want to do a hot tub or a sauna.
I'll do sauna.
And now you're introducing red light.
Yeah.
Problems, right?
First word.
Recovery problems.
I'd say, dude, the sauna blanket, though, we got that just to see if we would use it and how good it would be before we actually got one in
blanket.
And it's what's the material on the outside? It's like
space blanket.
Yeah, pretty much. It's legit though. It's heavy. It's a thick, heavy.
That's
like
cool.
Like when you go to the dentist and they put the lead blanket on you.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I love that blanket.
Yeah. It's like that.
Usually
but you get in it and you strap yourself in and you just turn it on and you're like, It's not doing anything. And like 20 minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, how much time do I have left? Like, I try to do like 30 minutes.
But I've also
Sometimes
heard
40.
of ice therapy as well,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
opposite.
Or
of
getting
that.
in and out, and
Ooh.
go back and forth.
There's a guy. You ever heard of Rhino Power like supplements? There's a Rhino Power supplements. Well, the one guy also has a Rhino. I don't know what he calls it, but he has a sauna. I don't know if he supplies a chair, but you sit in this thing, and it's kind of like what you said, but you sit down and it comes up to the neck.
Yeah.
And his are like $1,000-$1,500, but basically comes up the neck and just a sauna.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Like the ones you sit in,
Yeah.
and it kind of looks like a little bubble when it comes
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I like saunas. There's typically like 4 or 5 90-year-old guys in there not
Yeah.
wearing pants or anything, so I quit going to the ones by us. But
Yeah, we were actually just talking. Me and Joby go to Orange Theory Fitness, and we were talking about how good it is for like mountain biking, cross training. But then we're like, man, if there was just like a sauna, if they had a sauna, or if there was ones attached to it, because like, man, I think it's so beneficial to you.
it would be.
It is.
My wife would hate me if I was going to comment on that, the sauna at Orange Theory. So I'm not going to say anything additional to that.
Yeah,
But I could see it working well.
You ever done one that's like it's not electric, it's legit? You got to put water to make it hotter. You ever,
Man, I grew up with that.
Man, I did one of those. Dude, this guy kept putting water. I thought I was gonna like die.
It's
Too
like,
much.
they have those Turkish spas. I don't know if you've ever seen or been to one of those, but those are insane. They're so hot.
Yeah, if you ever listen to Rogan talks about Laird Hamilton. Laird Hamilton will get it up to where he has to wear oven mitts because he gets it like 225 sometimes. Not very long.
Dude, what are we baking a turkey?
He's baking himself.
Jesus.
But he
That's
also
crazy.
does a sauna followed immediately by ice bath, and then does it
Right, that kind of in and out
Yeah.
type of thing.
just like we were talking about
I think
how
I'd have a
you said
heart attack.
your knee ice hot.
Yeah.
But have you been trying that?
My knee pain, it disappeared. I think at Orange Theory I was running on like a incline of like 10 and going too fast, and evidently I'm old, and
Yeah.
so my body kind of tells me you need to slow it down. But I don't really believe it, but it tries to tell me that.
Hey, buddy, you're pushing it. No, I'm not. I'm only 30. No,
Yeah.
you're not.
No. Here's some knee pain.
Yeah.
What was sorry to change the subject. What was when you went to like BC, Vancouver? What was that like?
Oh, it was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you guys go to Vancouver or just go straight to the Whistler?
We went up through Banff and kind of came back down to
Wow.
the BC and then over to Vancouver Island. But the riding out there was incredible. Riding, climbing, hiking. I mean, that upper Pacific Northwest type of thing, dude. It's another world up there for
We've
sure.
been to so many places. I mean, it compared to Bentonville or even riding snowshoe downhill park. Like, is
Yeah.
it similar or just off the scale better?
It's different.
It's different?
It's similar to like a snowshoe, but the
Like the backcountry snowshoe we did?
it
Where-
looks like that. Like
Yeah.
with that moss and stuff. Like when you get into like Squamish, it looks like that, right? Like they're kind of single tracky trails, but the actual bike park itself is a lot bigger. But it's similar to the same. It's similar to bike parks, but it's
To basically snowshoe.
yeah, but on a bigger scale. It felt like
Really? Because snowshoes
yeah.
seem so long.
yeah.
I'm not lucky enough to know too much about bike parks. I've only been to a few. I have dreams of going out to Whistler though.
Oh, it's
So, I mean-
it's legit. Yeah, we were going to go back for my birthday, but then the whole COVID thing made it really hard to get into Canada, and it's still kind of hard to get into Canada
Yeah.
now. So maybe 2023, a trip back. Vancouver Island was really cool too. We went right through Stevie Smith's hometown. That was cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It could have been real bad.
Almost a mistake.
I don't know if that'll come
happened
through
there.
on the bing. Nah, but that whole area out there is really neat.
It sounds awesome.
We did a lot of hiking through Washington and Oregon.
Yeah.
We didn't necessarily ride out there, but we saw some of the mountain bike trails out there too, and that's
You don't hear a lot
That's,
about Oregon. as far as mountain biking.
Yeah, they're out there, man.
Like
That's-
Bend.
That a lot of the pro freeride guys live out there, like Carson Storch. Those guys, they're out there. There's what's the Mount Baker?
Yeah.
I think that's the bike park that they all hit up. But then, of course, I mean, it's all snowing there now.
I gotta retire. I gotta go. I gotta start riding out west.
You just need to raise your kids to run your business while you're out just enjoying it.
Do you hear that, kids?
Yeah, they listen to this for sure.
All you.
Yeah, I want to try.
I can't wait to get out there, back out there. And I think next time I go, I think we should all go. Like we'll make a long weekend or week trip of it to go to Whistler, go to Squamish, and then go over to Vancouver Island. I
Yeah.
think it's worth doing that because you can fly right into Vancouver and like Whistler's an hour away and Squamish is right there. If you do it
Awesome.
that way, and then take the ferry over to the island, and it's just another world over there.
Yeah, Finn Isles, you listening? We're meeting.
We'll be there, dude.
Yeah, speaking of World Cup, snowshoe's not the final this year. I don't think it's going to get as crazy because it's going to be right in the middle of the season.
I think we'll get as crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if
Will they
have-
get as crazy? Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. If you ever look at Emery Piron's face as he's doing burnouts down the main street of Snowshoe, I don't know. I think he'll get a little crazy.
Even if they scaled it back 50%, it would still be
Yeah,
off the hook.
still. I mean,
Yeah.
he has so much. We all have fun there, but like some of those dudes go out of control. There.
They love
Like,
America because
yeah,
it's free.
It's great.
Do whatever
though,
you
man.
want.
It's classic. Shooting off fireworks. I got hit with fireworks. The cooler got hit with fireworks.
The shield.
Oh my gosh, it was just yeah.
Highly recommend it.
It felt
Yeah.
like the one day. I mean, we were there for what 3 or 4 days, but
Mhm.
each day felt like 2 or 3 days. So much stuff going on. Recommend
So much.
going to races for sure.
And
Yes.
you missed it all.
I did. But I remember the year prior and pizza and bonfires and fireworks. And it was good.
Yeah, and Hunter crying in your cabin. We won't get into that, but
Hunter,
whatever.
we love you, man.
Yeah. That trek now for me is 15 hours. It's a haul.
It's worth it.
You got places to stay in between.
It's not worth it.
Well, yeah, I got
That's
this
why you
place.
have this,
Yeah.
man. This is why you got it, right?
Yeah, last time I didn't have this. I
Yeah.
had to sleep in a truck and it was god awful.
And we almost convinced you to stay to where you'd have to do the whole like 18-hour trip in one day. I'm glad you didn't stay. We
I do better.
tried. We tried so hard to get Justin to stay, and we watched the cross country race, and we're like, dude, just stay. You can leave tomorrow. It'll be 18 hours or 16 or whatever it is, and you'll be fine. And he's like, you could see him kind of thinking about it, and then we're like, man, he probably should not stay. But then he got in his truck, and we booed him and stuff, and then we were like, it's probably a good thing he left.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because that's a hell of a drive.
man, it was
that's a
15,
big
but
drive.
yeah, it felt like when I got to Indiana, just outside Louisville, I'm like, God, I've already put in 7, man. And I'd say the worst part is, and I probably shouldn't argue this because I have a van now, so it's probably, I'll get that in a second, but like, it's just like being solo, and you're like, all right, I guess another podcast, let's just keep going. But what's weird about the van, now that I drive this around, is like, even though I'm solo still, it drives different, or it doesn't even if this makes sense. It's not like driving a truck. I don't like feel like I've been on the road for hours upon hours and I need to get out. I guess because you sit higher, there's a big windshield, maybe all that, and I'm just kind of like, I enjoy the drive 1,000% better.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait until it becomes autonomous and you can just sleep and then sit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only a little bit off.
That's
Yeah.
the plan, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Tesla Sprinter.
should I say?
Come on,
do you
Musk.
call it christening? No, christening's when you're just getting dirty with it. When you like your first
Wow.
sleep in it. Your first sleep in it. You
No,
just,
that's a christening.
Yeah, broke it in.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, christened the van on my way here. And it was solid.
It sounds dirty, but
Break a bottle of champagne over the side of it.
Yeah. And I got a
Send
flat
it off.
tire. Got a big dent. Yeah.
It.
But
Well,
yeah.
good.
Yeah. And then now we're doing podcasts from it. Someone called it. It was funny. Some people have seen like me put like little videos out of recording from the van. They're like, Vancast, man, that's a sweet idea.
Oh, Vancast.
And then they're like, oh, you like Steve-O? And I have to like tell them, like, this is face to face. I'm like, look, Steve-O's is real but not real. It's not really a van. It's actually a big RV, but his logo is a van. They're like, what? And then second, someone called me they said I'm the Breaking Bad, the podcast. What is it? You're like Breaking Bad of podcast. I didn't understand what that meant.
I don't know what that
I'm not
means.
sure what that means either.
I was like, I'm not doing any meth in here.
Cooking drugs.
Like you might be supplying some bad stuff out of here.
Well,
or good stuff.
FYI, this is not Breaking Bad. This is just.
I don't know, dude. That was a pretty popular show.
That is
Real popular. I almost thought about getting back into it, but I've been holding off. And then I started Yellowstone, and that show's super slow, so I only got 3 episodes of that.
I haven't watched any of it yet.
I can't get anything right now. What about you guys? No.
I tell dude, so we got a Samsung TV, a new TV, and it has different channels. Like, so we hook up.
Yeah, they got their TV Plus.
Yes, the TV Plus, right? And Outside Magazine, their channels on there,
Mm-hmm.
and they show, like, I was watching some early 2000s mountain biking stuff that they had on there. They show, like, it's all outdoor sports, right?
Yeah.
But it's like old ski movies and old snowboard movies and old mountain bike movies, and like Return to Earth was on there, and like it's like this old stuff, and I can't stop watching it. That's why, like, I'll go in and I'll just put that on, and there's always something fun or cool on there. And then they do a lot of the pink bike stuff on there. That's a pretty good channel.
I gotta try that out. I've never watched Outside before. I watched
it's good.
those little documentaries on Red Bull channel, and I can't turn them off. The music is great.
Yeah.
Great.
The cinematography is out of control.
Yeah.
And the last one I watched, God, I hope my kids are listening to this, had nudity. I was like, dang, these girls are skiing with their boobs out and
You
everything.
have to send me that documentary.
It was so great. The
But yeah,
music was
Outside's
awesome.
just like that though, but it's like the Red Bull channel.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, outside of the nudity or whatever.
I caught
but,
myself,
like, it was great.
On the TV Plus, Samsung TV Plus, watching Baywatch. I'm like, damn.
Baywatch.
Baywatch.
Like what, Pamela or the
it's
new or
nonstop.
the Rock?
It's a Baywatch channel.
No, it's the show. Yeah, nonstop. It might be the Baywatch channel, but it's just every episode. I'm like, oh my god.
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff's in there. Or like,
Oh my god.
and then I'm like, these people, these chicks.
You need to ride your bike more.
No, that's when I had. That's back in July. I had COVID, so I was at home, and I didn't have my stuff didn't get shipped yet. So I had literally a TV, office chair, my bed. So I'm like, nah. I just ended up watching that. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, it was weird.
Dude, some of those old mountain bike movies and shows, or just watching those dudes do stuff on like 26-inch wheels. Their bars still like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 500 mil or something. Like,
It's
they're just
insane.
tiny, and they're hucking off big stuff.
I
It's-
saw the home videos out in Marin County in California, basically with Gary Fisher, and when he first tried to piece together bikes and
the clunkers.
the clunkers,
Yeah.
where they were welding things together and just putting it together as far as just, just like a transformer.
They just wanted them to not break, right? That
It
was
so impressive.
yeah, that's cool.
So twitchy.
Yeah. Our buddy, you don't know him. I don't think you do. You might. Brad, he still has a 26-inch.
Nice.
Specialized. What was that real popular? Rock jumper.
Yeah.
And
the rock hopper.
yeah, he's like, hey man, I want to get back into it. I'm like, you need a better bike.
Tell you what though, man, if you can ride stuff on a 26 now,
Well, he went to go get parts,
it's
and they're
better.
like, we got nothing.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to find stuff for
Isn't
it.
it crazy how fast that just kind of dissipated? Like it's gone. Crazy.
Yeah.
It was only 7 years ago, you think?
When 29ers like and 27.5 really made a big splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
hasn't been that long. And then it was one of those where the World Cup downhill guys, I think Rat Boy was the last one to win on a 26. and they went to 27.5, and they were like, "Oh, these wheels are too big." Like for a season, and then guys started going to 29ers,
Yep.
and they were like, "No, that you can't race. No, that's too much." And now they're all mullets or either 29ers.
I've been listening to some of Yeti's podcasts, and
You don't say that on here.
I feel like they're moving towards mullet bikes.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of people are.
The
Yeah,
industry is tilting that way a little bit.
Yeah, I can convert my bike to a mullet. Can you guys convert yours?
I have no idea.
no.
You should be able to.
I mean, I could. I could get a smaller wheel in the back and change it up, but
You
I
gotta
think
change
it might,
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Nico was playing around with that. What was better, the mullet versus... Didn't he try 27.5 and 29 rear? Didn't he try that too?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know he was
I don't know if it's necessary. I think there's a certain caliber rider where you can feel that. But man,
yeah, maybe on a downhill, but us, no.
I love rolling on my 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a couple years from now, get a new bike, might be a mullet. Who knows?
I
Like
mean,
that, the new Bronson's a mullet. You can get it as one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it Reeb?
Reeb?
Reeb.
Yeah.
They've got a
They have
couple
a
legit
mullet.
ones.
That's Lanowski. That's who. What he rides. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you guys. So the trail that I crashed big on when you guys came out. Well, I wasn't moved there yet, but when we were out there in June, I just now rode that again. Well, the same day I did the big drop. We just kept riding because I was on like this weird high, I guess, because doing that big drop at Kohler. We just kept riding and riding and riding. I just kept pushing and pushing. But anyway, I went back on that trail that I crashed on hammer down, not drop the hammer. And, man, it feels good to complete that whole trail after that gnarly crash.
I don't know if we finished that. Did we
Not
roll
that
the rest
day.
of that trail that day?
I think didn't we do that a few years ago, that trail? Or is it brand new?
We were pretty scarred by Helmer's wreck.
I know.
We didn't finish it that day, though.
No.
Yeah.
We went back and did that on the way back to the car. We did the paved. They paved the one in the woods.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that?
Leopard's
Oh,
Loop.
Yeah.
So fun.
Just pretty
That
gnarly.
is cool. It's fast.
It's gnarly that they paved that, man.
Yeah.
So fast.
They went and paved a legit trail in the woods.
Yeah, they actually put a post out, like, if it's raining and, like, the next day it's not, they're like, don't forget, you can still hit these trails, and that trail's always on there.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's a couple other ones. It was funny, but yeah, so I went back to hammer down, I was like, all right, and I didn't even, sometimes maybe not you guys, you have, like, this mental block, like, can you get through this? But, like, I was such in a good state of mind, because I did that big drop, and we did some other trails. Like, I went all the way through it. Even at the very end, I did this big step up. I'm like, man, I'm like, nothing could stop me that day. It felt like, it was like the flow state, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Until you break your bike.
Yeah. Then you break your bike on like a cross country style trail, like you're almost done with, and it gets pinned and pinched. So crazy. But, all right. So, Sedona in March? Oh, you guys don't know yet.
No, is that a weekend that you're wanting
Yeah,
to roll?
yeah.
Like a Thursday, Friday,
Well,
Saturday?
even if that doesn't
Sunday?
work,
I think if not Sedona, we
Just come
find a place like we either go to Bentonville or like, because we usually do a trip in March. Last year, or we can find a place to meet, like even in the middle, something like that.
there's nothing.
There's nothing.
From us to
Missouri,
you guys. Yeah.
If I can figure
Tennessee.
out an easy
Yes.
way.
but it's still far for you. But you have the van now, so
Yeah. Let's not use that as a clutch.
Helmer can travel anywhere. He's got a van.
Frontier has some really good deals. I don't know if you guys, they have $25 tickets out to like Phoenix.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Right now, I just looked at it today.
Out of here.
Yeah, out of CVG. They just came out with a 99% off another one today.
Why don't you tell anybody? You keep this secret, and then you tell us when it's over.
Oh, the CEO emails me.
Hey, Joby, I'm going to put this out. It's like insider trading.
But no, if we could get some easy tickets to roll out there and then slap the bike on the plane, I mean, it's so easy.
Frontier scares me because I travel with my bow, my hunting bow, and I had to wait for an hour and a half to get it, and I was nervous. I wasn't ever going to get it.
Well, there's always risks, but the reward is great.
It's true. I was, man. I was like, where is it? They're like, it's coming. I'm like,
There's
well,
no way I'm driving to Sedona, man. No way.
No, why would you drive there?
No, you wouldn't. I
I
wouldn't.
think it's like a 2-day drive.
It's crazy.
yeah, it's 18 for me, but I don't know. There's part of me that wants to see that part of the country I've never been, driving wise.
Do it.
Yeah. But it's up to you guys. You can come to Bentonville and I can show you a whole new set of trails.
Yeah, we could come out to Bentonville in March.
Yeah.
Let's lock it down. We need to do something.
Are you guys gonna try to go to Florida again?
Yes.
Florida?
Well,
Is it like a
Santos?
No, not a riding trip. Like they go to Florida to like let's break this cabin fever. Yeah.
I have some work trips. We're gonna piggyback on some work trips.
Let's go to Santos.
Yeah.
Santos.
Yeah.
What's that?
In Florida.
Where'd we go last year?
You got to look up Santos.
Naples.
Supposedly there's another place down there that's better than Santos.
What?
Yeah, this guy I ride with, he's like, yeah, Santos is cool, but you got to check out. And I don't know.
Is Santos like that bike park?
Yeah.
That I've seen, like they're like, oh, everybody thinks Florida's flat, and then they show the jumps, and it's got a bunch of wood features and stuff.
There's like 28 miles of trail.
Nice.
It's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot, and they have some big drops and some wood features, and
it's warm.
I mean, yeah, it's warm.
It was warm, yeah. Bentonville's always pretty warm.
Dude, I'd say, how about the weather here though, man? It's been like in the 60s lately.
Yeah, we're all gonna burn up.
Global
warming.
Now we just need some dry trails, right?
Yeah. Have you guys been on Narnia since they fixed it, or did
they fixed it and then it's rained too much? They put that little shark fin in it. It hasn't been open since they worked on it.
Man, hope you guys get something good, decent. Like, you think it's gonna be more Mount Airy or Davao next? More trails.
I just hope it's something, whatever.
I'll take whatever. I mean,
if not,
we'll
still be traveling. At least like I always think Knoxville's 3.5 hours. So there's a new bike park that they opened up in Berea. So Berea's like
what,
hour and a half, 2 hours.
Like it's open.
Yeah,
what?
Open.
I didn't know this.
It's called Silver Creek.
Huh.
They put in.
We shouldn't put the name out there.
I haven't rode it yet. No, they just opened it like October. I think they opened it. So they have a big pump track there, and they have some flow trails there too. I haven't rode it. I was going to go out there the other day. I was off work, and it went from yellow to red. It rained down there that night, and it just turned it red, and it's red right now. But yeah, it's a new trail system down there. So Berea's trying to get more trails, trying to get bringing people in there. Like,
I gotta check it out. I'm going to Knoxville tomorrow morning.
That's Silver Creek. I think
Are
it's
you staying down there?
Right off. It's right by the college. I'm pretty sure. You taking the bike?
I always like to take my bike, but it's so wet. It's rained all day.
Yeah, it
today.
is. It's actually, I was looking at, because I'm off tomorrow, and I was looking at the weather, and it's supposed to rain like the next 4 days.
It's crappy.
There.
Yeah. You guys still never been to Windrock, have you?
No, we were talking about that. Like, maybe that would be the March trip, but that's really far for you.
You need a lot. It's full on downhill. I'm not a full on downhill guy.
You can do the bike park, and then across the street they call it the XC, but it's all enduro. The only problem is, the only serious problem is you're gonna take the trail all the way back down to your car, and then the uphill is long. It's not steep. It's just long.
Yeah.
E-bike.
Yeah.
But I think that's like, we were talking about Canuga also out in Nashville, but that's the same way, like you're just climbing to come back down.
Yeah.
That's where your e-bike's really coming in handy as the new bike park trails.
We need to talk about that, man. Maybe not tonight or whatever, but I keep on finding myself saying I need an e-bike for specific areas where I need to ride. But the thing, you can't have an e-bike and your friends can't. If your friends don't have an e-bike and you have an e-bike, then what the hell's the point? I mean, I don't want to ride. I wouldn't want to ride with
you.
Somebody
get 2 laps in as we get 1 lap in.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Or just go to more Orange Theory and get your legs, so then you don't need that e-bike.
I'm pretty fit.
Yeah, the place you ride, Handcut Hollow, it's kind of like that. Like you're riding so fast, they're minute trails, minute half tops, and then you're right back up.
Do they let e-bikes out there?
Yeah, e-bikes. There's this guy. I'd say he's in his 60s. He's on a Rocky Mountain. I see him. I'll see him if I ride in the morning. Then I'm like, someone's like, once I ride in the afternoon. I see, like he's everywhere, everywhere, and he's always where I'm at. Seems like.
Is it you from the future?
Even like I'm picturing Captain Ahab or the whole enchilada. You know, I think
that didn't feel like that was very e-bikey.
Those wouldn't be good on an e-bike because those are more technical. E-bike for me
Man,
is like you go so that you need
coming
this
out,
fire
though.
road. All right, let's do this fire road to go down all these downhill stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about the climb coming out of that though?
Captain Ahab?
Ooh. When we went through the volleyball court of sand, and then we had to go up the humongous mountain.
Oh, that was Mag 7.
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of that, yes, that
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
We
yes.
almost got hit by dirt bikes.
I know what you're
four-wheelers.
talking about. That was
Yeah.
a legit climb out of.
Oh, that's e-bike USA right there.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of it, bombing down that fire road was pretty fun.
That was fun.
That's what you mentioned before. Like, oh, we had guides, or they told us. My question is, if like you go out there on when you don't have outer bike, like, how you gonna get up to the top there?
How you get back to your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost, it has to be guided, right?
I mean,
No,
I think that
it's-
trail system loops back around in a different spot
Well, you
because
also,
they had the maps and stuff up there.
you could also do like when you're kayaking, you could have a car here and a car there,
Yeah,
By yourself.
not by yourself.
because
You're
I think
out of luck.
the way we took out isn't the actual way that
Yeah.
you could go. I think it just took us back to the venue. I think you could loop back around on a trail, possibly. I don't know.
Possibly.
Or maybe it's just one way trails. You know. I don't know.
Remember the first day was like we got to that like little like rise whatever, and it was like super windy, and then I forget those trails in like Navajo or big whatever. And it was like we went up to this like peak, and it was like we gotta go because it was like so windy.
That
And
was
then
awesome.
Kevin's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. There was like it was like so exposed. We're like, where are you gonna go, man?
Well, how did Chelsea get back to her car?
What do you
'Cause
mean?
She rode that trail with us, the
No,
Mag 7. She
she-
parked her car at the top.
No, she parked her car at the venue. She rode the shuttle.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we met her up there. Her car was up there. Could have
No.
swore
No, she got.
her car was
They
up
got
there.
separated, and then she met back up with
Oh,
us.
maybe you're right.
Her car was. She met us at the top. I don't know
She
how
took
she
the
got
shuttle
back.
back up.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
Okay.
Because she asked us to go, and we're like, nah, we're cool.
And we're not going to that damn bar with you ever again.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think she took the shuttle back to her car.
Okay.
I think.
I don't think she rode back. Because I remember leaving the car up there.
You can. I
Yeah.
mean, riding back would be.
Unless there's some sort of other trail that we
It's
just
gotta
didn't
be.
see.
It just confuses me. Like, not confused me. It's just like,
I'll have to go look at a trail map now.
Yeah,
Now,
now-
I'm curious. I've thought the same thing, though.
let me pull
It's
the
like,
TV down. We'll look at it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for squeezing us in your holiday break. And
Yeah, thanks for letting us babble about stuff.
yeah. Is there
Fun
anything else?
chatting.
Anything you want to babble about still? Good?
I'm good, man.
All
It's
right.
always good to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next time I see you, we'll be in Arkansas, and we'll be shredding.
Benville.
That's right.
Or Sedona, or
Both.
somewhere else.
Somewhere where we can break some bikes.
We can go to Spider Mountain, Texas. That's a chairlift. It's a bike park. Doesn't go up very high though, supposedly.
I want to go to all of them.
Oh, yeah.
All the trails.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Set the record to ride every
Same
single
in my
mountain
new
bike trail in the
podcast.
world
All of them.
Set the
or in the country.
So have you seen that thing? That guy set he rode every trail in
Yeah.
Bentonville in 24 hours.
Yeah.
This
That's
guy
a-
that's a
that's a
local.
lie.
I did see that.
He wants to.
No,
wants to
he
do
did
it.
like the Bentonville area, not like the
Yeah, no.
back 40 or anything. No,
Just
no,
Bentonville.
it was
Okay.
just Bentonville.
The thing
Okay.
is now
Not
there's more
Bella
trails,
Vista.
so it's like it's getting harder and harder. You
But
know?
it was legit, man. He killed it though.
Wow.
It was funny because watching him, he was like, the hardest part about doing it was planning it so I don't have to double back a lot
yeah,
and
That's
waste
impressive.
energy doing that. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be hard. 'cause
it was,
there's a
it was
lot
pretty
of-
I
cool
like it.
though.
We've done
Yeah.
a lot of good things. Chattanooga. God, what a great
That's
trip.
good.
I might go back
Great
there,
trip.
man.
That's where I wanted to go. So I was supposed to go to Georgia tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Then go to
Thursday, right?
Chattanooga.
And stop in Chattanooga, but no bike, no go.
It's supposed to rain down there a lot.
Or,
This-
I'll,
this
I'll
weekend,
rent you
yeah.
a sweet Jameis.
I gotta get it back to you somehow, or